Alright, so here we are, 11 through 15. So, customers at an ice cream shop took a survey. The results showed that 144 customers rated the shop as being very satisfactory. This number represents 45% of the total number of customers who took the survey. Okay, so I'm comparing. Percent is always out of 100, right? So 45%, that 45% is 144 people. How many people took it all together? So here's what we know. If it was 144 people all together. No, 144 people who said the survey said it was very satisfactory. That means that there's still a lot more people who didn't say that. So that means that B and C can't be my answer for a total because that's less than the people who said yes, it was satisfactory. Here's what I know. 45% is less than half. If I took this 144, right, times 2, that would give me 288, and that's still only 90%. So really, I could go ahead and get rid of this one also, and my answer is 320. Now, what I will tell you, though, is I can't go from 45 to 144. So I have an option. I can try to simplify, or I can cross multiply and divide. Now, cross multiply and divide is going to give us a very big number. Trying to simplify, I can divide by 5. That's going to give me, if I do this by 5, that's going to give me 9 over 20. Five goes into 45 9 times, it goes in there. Now, from 9, I can go into 144. 9 divided by 144, it'll go in there once, and it'll go in there 6, which will be 154. Now, 16 times 20, 0, 0, placeholder, there's my 2, 3, there's my 320. So this answer was correct. Those percentages, like I said, we know 50%. 50% is the whole thing. So it's a little bit less than 50%. But if I find 90%, the total couldn't have been 189 people because 90% of people is 288. Okay. Number 12. We haven't talked about financial literacy yet, so this was just really a guess for you, but we'll go ahead and look at it anyway. Mr. Lloyd wants to buy a new television, but he does not have enough money in his bank account to pay for one. Which one of these is not an option? He can use his credit card to buy the TV now. That will work. He can save money and pay cash for the television at a later date. That could also work. He could use his debit card to buy the TV now. Your debit card, if you don't have the money in your account right then, you can't spend it. So this wasn't work. He could save the money and use his debit card to buy the money later. That will work too. Your debit card comes right straight out of your account, which we'll talk about in our financial literacy, which we haven't gotten to. So if you didn't get this one, no worries, because we still haven't talked about that yet. All right, let's take a look at 13. The graph shows the number of points Y a player earns in a balloon game based on the number of balloons the player pops X. So here's what we know. Remember, what is the equation that represents X and Y? You got options. Remember, if it goes through 0, 0, that means that it is a multiplicative function. So I can automatically get rid of A and B because those are both additive. So let me make a little table. That's 0, 0. If x is 1, y is 25 because it's in between the 20 and there. If x is 2, y is 50. If x is 3, y is 75. For me to get from 1 to 25, I multiply by 25. I multiply 2 by 25, that works. Remember, y equals ax. I always start with my y. So your answer should have been D. All right. Oh, box plot. All right, so let's take a look. The box plot summarizes the attendance for the spring musical and fall musical. Each musical performance was performed for 6 evenings. Which statement best describes the data in the box plot? The range of attendance for the fall musical is 85. Now remember, regular range is my biggest number minus the smallest one. So I'm right in between 220 and 230. So let's say 225 minus 140. That is 85. Maybe. The interquartile range for the spring musical is 45. So this is 195. 195. Because remember, it's the third minus the first. 195 minus 135. That is 60. So this is not right. For half of the evening of the fall musical, the attendance was less than 160 people. Half. So you're talking to me about the median. That median is at 165, not 160. So this doesn't work either. For half of the evening at the spring musical, the attendance was between 155 and 200. This only goes from this is a spring musical. This goes from 160 to 195. So this one doesn't work either. So F was our answer. All right. Jamal wrote the inequality x over 16 is less than or equal to 6. Which situation best represented by this equality? Jamal divided X pieces of paper among 16 students, and each student received fewer than. This only says fewer than. I have less than or equal to, so that doesn't work. No more than is inequality. Jamal placed X cards in 16 stacks, and there were no more than 6 in each stack. This might be it. So we got X divided by 16 is less than or equal to 6. That looks good. Jamal separated X shirts into six stacks. So that looks like this, and each stack had at least 16 shirts. So this one doesn't work. Jamal shared 16 markers with X classmates. So that is 16 divided by X. And each classmate had fewer than 6. So our answer should have been B. All right.